your competitors are making better decisions, which they're going to be more cost effective for their customers.
The type I'm on you wouldn't understand.
So, man, to be honest, I don't know how I feel about the Switch 2. I feel like the Switch 2, in theory, was going to be one of the best handheld consoles that was supposed to be coming out 7 years ago, or even 6 years ago. It feels like it's too late for this console to be coming out, and then with such high demand at that, everyone has been super excited about the Switch 2 for all this time. I feel like we're just getting like a low-end PS4. Like, it's no better than your PlayStation Portable. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still excited about playing on the Switch 2, but it's just the fact that, like, we're gonna be spending at least $500 on this console, and also that is the bundle deal, because if you want to play Mario Kart, spending about $80 or $90 on either the physical or the digital copy is outrageous. Like, bro, I don't understand why gaming has gotten so expensive over the years. Like, it's already hard enough to survive. Like, eggs are so expensive already. Now we're throwing Mario Kart on top of that. Bro, it's just crazy. Originally did my reaction on TikTok, I was excited because I didn't know the price. That was like the one thing I didn't know, and that ignorance was super bliss, because I had a solid 12 hours of just relaxation to myself, thinking about all of the possibilities what the Switch 2 can bring to the table. Then it hit me like a rock. I was reading all the comments and everyone was telling me how much the games were, and then I actually did the research myself, and I had to look. Like, bro, $80 for Mario Kart, wild. $90 for the physical. I get it. It's more expensive to make these games nowadays, but you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we're still in the same struggling economy. And then I don't know how these whole tariffs are gonna work. Like, Presidente Trump is on his high horse still, and he's just making America crazy. Within the last, it's been 4 months. No, it's been like roughly like five or 6 months. And you know, I don't talk about politics on my channel, but this is the one time I'm just like, damn, bro, like, chill. You've only been in office for about 5 months, or really 4 months. Like, bro, relax. Either way though, I know I'm going to get the Switch 2. I just don't know if I'm going to be going the legitimate route, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna go to the store and buy it, or I might just buy it by parts. Like, that's the one thing I can recommend. And you know, I will always be for the people. I will always be for my people like that. Like, if you're going to get the Switch 2, and this is how I was able to even get my second Switch, I highly recommend if you just buy the tablet and then buy third-party Joy-Cons. Like, the Joy-Cons on the regular Switch, let me preface that on the regular Switch, if you're trying to at least save a few bucks, like, I spent in total $150 on my second Switch. So you could probably find a tablet, like find the Switch tablet online. You get that part, that'll probably cost you about $100, and then you could probably buy some Hori controllers. I'll put the link in the description. That way you can also, you know, do it that way too. Like how I did it, I will at least give you the recommendation to the Joy-Cons. I don't think I could give you the recommendations for the tablet, just because like there's gonna be so many different deals out there on eBay, on Amazon. But again, I will recommend that you just buy the tablet by itself, then you buy the third-party Joy-Cons. Now, if you want a dock, the dock is going to run you very, very expensive. I believe, let's actually double check. So if you were to get a Switch dock, so the original Switch dock on Nintendo's website, is $60. I mean, to be fair, that's not that bad. It is sold out though, and I think you would probably have to go to another website to get a third-party one. I got one off of Amazon for about $20. Like, it still works to this day. You could charge your Switch on it, you can connect to the TV. Like, it's very portable. I like my third-party one a lot better, and especially with like there's not that many issues with the Switch dock as, like, you know, time has gone on. Like, I remember when the Switch first dropped, the initial Switch dropping, when you use a third-party dock, there was a fair chance that it could brick your system. So Anywho, I recommend just buying a third-party dock online. You can find it on Amazon for about $20. That's my cheap hack way of getting a Switch, just the regular Nintendo Switch. Now, as far as the Switch 2, when that drops, I don't know if the same thing is gonna work. Like, if it's gonna be a lot different, especially with how the Switch 2 has its own SD card, so we're gonna have to be using the Express SD card, which I do think that's going to be a lot better with the Switch processing, or sorry, the Switch 2's processing. If they're able to load a lot faster, that does make it a little better. I can't front. I'm also very excited about seeing Pokemon, like seeing what Pokemon ZA will bring to the table. And I still have my doubts. I know my channel is mainly about Pokemon, but I do have my doubts exactly as to what this next Pokemon game after ZA is. I did see somewhere on Twitter that someone said that this is going to be their last main title, and then they're gonna just be going off into a new direction. And I pray someone in Nintendo, someone in the Pokemon company, if you are listening to this, please, if you're listening to this video, just add voice acting. That is, your games would be so much better. Like, the graphics on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they could have been better. Pokemon Sword and Shield, I thought they were okay. A lot of fans thought they were horrible. But if you would have had voice acting in the game, I believe everything would have been excusable. Everybody would have just let it go and let God. You would have been fine. But the fact that you are staying on this path, it's just not working anymore. You are staying in a lane that has been evolved over the years. Like, even Digimon has changed so much. I feel like I always bring up Digimon. For real, we got Power World now. Power World could probably be Pokemon. Give it a few months. Give it a few months, Power might be Pokemon. So another thing that I was upset about with the Switch 2 and also with the Switch, it's kind of vague. It's very vague, but I believe the Switch 2 is going to be the only one where you'll get the GameCube emulator. That is unfair, because I felt like with the Switch, we were building up to getting the GameCube on the Switch, or getting Wii games on the Switch. That whole anticipation was exciting. But I mean, the Switch processing isn't strong enough. Like, the Switch's software is 8 years old. I get that, but it's like, please just give them the GameCube. And spending $20 a month on top of that, I'm assuming they're going to raise the Switch Online. Like, Nintendo Online is probably going to go from, I have the family plan, I think it's like $20 a month. It's probably going to go up to at least like 40 or 50 a year. Sorry, you do it for a year. So they're probably going to go to either 40 or 60 for the year, just to keep up with the other competitors, like with PlayStation and with Xbox. And even with Xbox is going to be having Steam on their next console. So it's like your competitors are making better decisions, which they're going to be more cost effective for their customers. And I think the only way for a customer to just retaliate to these companies, I would say for the Switch 2, hold off at least a year. Like, if you're like me who's struggling, I will say give the Switch, like the Switch 2, at least 1 to 2 years. Just let them see how much that they're hurting their own profits, and then maybe, just maybe, they'll at least lower the price for the Switch 2. And honestly, knowing how big companies like that are, they'll probably drop a new version of the Switch, and that way they will do like a cut, like a budget cut onto the Switch 2. So it'll be like Switch 2 OLED edition. So that's my take on it. I still think the Switch 2, it looks amazing for now. I'm not really too crazy about the Joy-Cons. I do want to say though, I'm excited to see what the third-party Joy-Cons will look like. But in the comment section, I can't speak. In this comment section down below, like, what are some things that you guys are excited about for the Switch 2? Peace.